May 1943, in the cold depths of the North Atlantic. Beneath a steel-gray sky, heavy with the threat of storm. The water is black and endless, pierced only by the faint, rhythmic ping echoing through the hull of a submerged U-boat. It is a sound, sharp and insistent, like a distant hammer on iron, growing louder, closer, unrelenting. Inside U-403, the crew stands frozen in the dim red light of the control room. It's the air thick with the smell of diesel, sweat, and fear. The captain listens to the hydrophone operator's report, his face paling as the ping returns clearer than ever before. An American destroyer, equipped with sonar that cuts through the ocean layers like a blade. This moment marked the awakening of a grim reality for the men of the Kriegsmarine's U-boat arm. The Battle of the Atlantic, raging since 1939, had seen Germany's submarines strike with devastating effect, sinking millions of tons of Allied shipping and bringing Britain to the brink of starvation. By early 1943, Admiral Karl Donitz's Wolf packs roamed with confidence, coordinating attacks that overwhelmed escorts and convoys alike. Yet beneath the surface, Allied ingenuity was forging weapons that would strip away the U-boat's greatest advantage: invisibility under the waves. The development of sonar, known to the British as ASDIC, and adopted by the Americans upon their entry into the war, traced its roots to the First World War. Interwar advancements refined these into practical tools. Transmitters sending directional sound pulses through the water. Receivers capturing the echoes bouncing off submerged hulls. By 1941, technology shared between Britain and the United States had evolved into reliable echo-ranging sets, capable of detecting submarines at ranges of several thousand yards under favorable conditions. American contributions accelerated production, equipping destroyers, corvettes, frigates, with domes housing magnetostriction transducers that pierced the ocean's veil, complementing sonar, were forward-throwing weapons like the Hedgehog and later, the Squid. Introduced in 1942 and 1943, these mortars launched patterns of contact-fused charges ahead of the attacking ship, maintaining sonar contact where traditional depth charges forced a blind stern drop, losing the target in the final rush. 24 projectiles exploded only on impact, preserving water clarity for continued tracking. By spring 1943, these systems, paired with improved radar and air cover from escort carriers and long-range liberators, formed an integrated web of detection and destruction. German U-boat captains had long anticipated a contest of stealth and endurance. In the early years, they operated with bold assurance, surfacing at night to charge batteries and attack, diving only when threatened. They expected Allied escorts to rely on visual sightings or passive hydrophones, devices that listened for propeller noise but struggled against silent-running submarines. Depth charges dropped in patterns based on rough estimates, often exploded, harmlessly, allowing evasive maneuvers sharp turns. Silent creeping or decoys like Pillenwerfer bubble clouds to confuse pursuers. Commanders like Otto Kretschmer and Gunther Prien embodied this confidence, sinking scores of ships while viewing Allied anti-submarine efforts as crude and predictable. What they encountered in 1943 shattered that illusion. A persistent, searching ping of active sonar announced their presence from afar, guiding escorts with precision. No longer could a U-boat linger submerged in safety. The echo revealed position, depth, and even movement. In convoy battles around HX-229 and SC-122 in March, U-boats inflicted heavy losses over 140,000 tons in the Atlantic alone, but at mounting cost, as 15 boats fell to coordinated attacks. April brought further attrition, with 39 ships sunk, yet 15 U-boats destroyed. Then came May, forever etched as Black May in Kriegsmarine annals. Statistics from operational records paint a stark picture. In May 1943, Allied forces sank 41 U-boats, a quarter of the operational strength, while damaging 37 more. Merchant losses dropped to 34 ships in the Atlantic theater, totaling under 135,000 tons. The battle for Convoy Ons 5 exemplified the Shift 13. Merchantmen lost, but 6 U-boats destroyed in return. Subsequent engagements yielded even poorer ratios for Germany: 7 ships for 7 submarines, then escalating losses with minimal gains. Dönitz, reviewing reports from returning commanders and silent absences, noted in his war diary the intolerable toll. On the 24th of May, he ordered withdrawal from the North Atlantic. Acknowledging that Wolfpack operations against heavily escorted convoys were no longer viable, surviving accounts from U-boat crews revealed the psychological fracture. Hydrophone operators reported the ominous regularity of Allied pings, a sound that betrayed their every adjustment. Captains, once masters of the deep, now faced relentless pursuit. Sonar maintaining contact through layers where thermal gradients once offered refuge, recurring ping became a harbinger, echoing through steel holes like an inexorable pulse, stripping away illusions of control. It symbolized not merely detection, but the overwhelming industrial might of America mass-produced sonars. Endless escorts. Aircraft patrolling vast expanses, turning the ocean from a hunting ground into a trap. This encounter transformed the U-boat service profoundly. Veteran commanders, steeped in the ideology of unrestricted warfare and naval supremacy, confronted the limits of will against material superiority. Dönitz's forces shifted tactics and Norkel's for submerged running. Acoustic torpedoes, anti-radar coatings, but the initiative had passed irrevocably. Perceptions of invincibility yielded to grim realism. Patrols became missions of survival rather than conquest. The arm that once threatened to sever Britain's lifelines now bled irreplaceable boats and experienced crews. Its offensive spirit. Broken, in the echoing ping of Allied sonar, lay a deeper truth. The boundless resources of democracy mobilized across oceans, producing tools of precision and abundance that no autocratic resolve could match. It was the sound of freedom's machinery, tireless and unyielding, resounding through the depths to herald not just victory in the Atlantic, but the inexorable advance toward liberation. For in that relentless pulse beat the heartbeat of a world, unwilling to yield to tyranny and abundance of innovation, courage, in unity that would carry the Allies through the storm to the shores of enduring peace.